This foreshadowed theme. For some odd reason, this episode is labeled incorrectly on Netflix. Does that have anything to do with the show itself? Not really, but it is kind of strange.
There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Can I have a few minutes of your time?
I'll tell Natalie to let you know as soon as I'm available.
It'll be too late then.
Adrien, just say it now while you have his attention. You might as well, since you know he's not going to get back to you about it. And if you'd done that, the entire plot of this episode probably wouldn't have happened, which would actually be a shame for us, but it'd be great for Adrien. I'm not entirely sure which episode this is from, but I'm certain there were no cameras around to capture this. Reusing old clips is cost effective, but it does destroy your world building.
That's impossible!
Why is the Cat Miraculous's camouflage mode on Adrien essentially just a white version of the activated mode? The few times we see other people wearing it, it's at least a little different. The answer is that the writers hadn't thought of the individualized camouflage modes when they wrote this, but that's not the real problem here. The real problem is the show giving Gabriel a clue to Cat Noir's identity and then dismissing it for 4 more seasons. Also, it's been several episodes since Gabriel first noticed the ring. Why is he only now focusing on it when he seemingly forgot about it completely?
Adrien has managed to leave his room without either of you noticing.
Gabriel, this is not the first time this has happened. Maybe it's time to reflect on why Adrien keeps running away, no? Oh, who am I kidding? We all know you don't actually care.
Radiant, carefree, dreamy, Adrien, the fragrance.
Naming a product after a model, especially one who's a minor, is just weird. Gabriel's exploitation of his son knows no bounds.
See, Adrien aggressed? This is awesome! The first time I saw you in that ad, I told myself, Wham, I got to meet this guy. He's so cool!
Wham's line makes it sound like he only became a fan of Adrien's due to the new Perfume ad, but back in Glossiator, he was still dressed like an Adrien clone. And yes, Glossiator comes before Gorizilla in both release and chronological order. Also, Wham's shirt is missing the stripes now. It was a good choice on the animator's part, but I don't see why he would suddenly decide he wants to look less like Adrien.
Hold up! Could you autograph my cologne bottle of Adrien and my life-size cutout?
Where did you pull that from? Oh my gosh, that is terrifying. Why did they think red was a good eye color? Again, why the red eyes? Tamu Manon.
Adrien! Adrien!
Adrien has never been mobbed like this before, and I was going to excuse the inconsistency since I figured the Perfume using his name probably made him more of a celebrity than he was before, but this is ridiculous. No one cares enough about a random teenager to fly a helicopter after them.
Marinette, haven't you forgotten something?
How did Tiki manage to follow Marinette and yell after her without her parents or anyone else noticing? Even if her parents aren't home and there's no one else around, it seems like an unnecessary risk to take.
Right now, and Adrien and his girlfriend in the fountain!
I wish I could say no one would do this, but there are people out there who absolutely would. So this sin is on all those creeps out there who forget celebrities are still just people.
Do you think it's gonna be okay between you and your father?
How could anything bad happen with my Marinette lucky charm?
While Meerkat is my favorite ship, I just can't deny how cute Adrienette is. You better hurry and take a sin back before Adrien says Marinette is just a friend again. It is super dangerous to stand that close to the subway as it takes off, and I would say I hope they're okay, but after mobbing a literal teenager, I think they deserve what's coming to them. See, I told you it was dangerous. This guy lost his entire torso.
What kind of parking job is this in the middle of Paris? You think you own the streets?
He doesn't think he owns the streets, he thinks he owns the sidewalk. There's a clear difference.
And assaulting a police officer on duty.
Assault? For a piece of paper? Roger, I already hated you, but you are making it so much worse.
What do you think you're doing? Don't pick up, I'm talking to you. All right.
What have you done? Where's
Are you writing him a citation just because he picked up his phone? Gosh, I really hate that cops like this actually exist. Gorilla picks up his phone only to be met with a voicemail message. Did his voicemail inbox just call him? That's not how any of this works. Roger's arm clips through Gorilla's and then he teleports farther away in the next shot. I'm really trying to not send the animation errors too harshly this time, but sometimes they're just too noticeable to ignore.
I'm giving you the tracking abilities you'll need to hunt down the person you've lost and accomplish your mission.
I like how Hawkmoth doesn't tell Gorizilla to take the Miraculouses because that's not the point of akumatizing him. The point is to find Adrien. Ew, removing a sin because of Gabriel? Mark my words, this will never happen again.
Good thinking, Marinette. Without these disguises, we never would have made it here.
Where did this helmet come from? Was Marinette carrying it around with her? Is she starting to develop the ability to see into the future, just like the Lucky Charm? Grom Films? As in Grom de Vanilli? A Bourgeois? As in the mayor, Andre Bourgeois? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure how all these threads line up. I'm just impressed that the writers remembered this later.
Adrien in a helmet at the movies with his girlfriend wearing a towel. Adrien's at the movies!
How did you get here so fast? The picture was posted 2 seconds ago. There's no physical way you could have gotten here this fast. How is he doing that without breaking any windows? They cut the shot only to have the helicopter fly right into the same eye, so it just looks like it teleported. Why are these people not evacuating? King Kong over here is rampaging on top of their office building and it's just business as usual? Ladybug is no longer holding the remote control, and yet the helicopter is still moving. Not only that, the controller teleports back into her hand after the sequence is over.
Jump, Adrien! Quick! You have to trust me!
Always. Yeah!
No!
Adrien, she didn't say to jump off the building, she just said to jump. You could have jumped literally anywhere else while Gorizilla was distracted. Also, I'm not entirely sure how Adrien even managed to make this jump without his superpowers.
If you don't transform soon, you might wind up like a gooey pile of camembert.
I can't, Flag. Not in the open like this.
If indeed you are Cat Noir, then transform, son. Please. Drop Ladybug!
Well, that was stupid. If Hawkmoth wasn't Adrien's father, he would have died right there, and Ladybug might have been defeated without Cat Noir there to help her. Would Ladybug have risked Adrien's life if she knew he was Cat Noir? I don't know, but it doesn't really matter because her plan was dumb regardless. Speaking of which, it should seem rather odd to Ladybug that Gorizilla let her go. She could chalk it up to Gorizilla not wanting to hurt Adrien, but given the fact that she's already suspected Gabriel of being Hawkmoth, this should be examined a little more closely. Also, why didn't Gorizilla go after Adrien himself? He might have been able to hold on to Ladybug and save Adrien if he had tried.
Adrien, the fragrance! Now you won't be able to sniff out Adrien, will you big hairy ape?
Nice one, Wayam, but how did you know that was his power?
I need some help!
So, how exactly did Wayam manage to find them when even Gorizilla couldn't? Plot convenience? Yeah, probably.
Don't worry, Adrien. I won't let him touch a hair on your head.
Adrien and Cat Noir side by side, so I was wrong. Just as well.
Gabriel, that doesn't necessarily mean he's not Cat Noir. There are a myriad of ways he could have faked this, and you should know, seeing as you pulled the same sort of stunt to make it seem like you aren't Hawkmoth.
I got to be in Adrien's shoes for a few minutes. A dream come true. I'm really sorry I posted that photo on the internet. He must be mad at me. Is that your email?
If you can manage to stop running after me screaming, I'm sure we could be good friends.
I was going to take a sin off for this, but then I realized that this is essentially glorifying stalking and harassing celebrities until they finally give in and become your friend. First Pixelator, then Princess Fragrance, and now this? I'm starting to think the writers have a not-so-secret agenda. I'm pretty sure these sound effects were meant to match up with the lights turning off, but someone must have forgotten to tell the animators that because literally nothing happens. Okay, that was epic. I cannot think of a better possible way to reveal Emily's situation than this. Sometimes I think these writers are geniuses. Other times, well, let's just remove a sin and leave it there.
Adrien? The Adrien aggressed? Adrien! 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 Too late. Adrien!
Come with me! It's Adrien! Adrien!
I feel like my voice is giving out. I haven't even talked very much today, but like, it's gravelly today for some reason. He doesn't think he owns the street. He doesn't think he owns the streets. He thinks Adrien has never been mobbed like this before, and I was going to Adrien has never been mobbed like this before, and I was going to excuse the oh my gosh.
Radiant, carefree, dreamy. Adrien, the fragrance.
Seriously, Bob, what is this trash? It looks like a perfume ad.
Come and play with us.
This is the best day of my life!
I had a genuine smile on my face during this entire episode. I really hope season 2 keeps this up. Thank you to Cast Creations and Not That Discord Person for supporting the channel on Patreon.